Hello humans. I really didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to make a video about this because to make a video about it would mean that I'd have to think about it. And I don't really want to do that because it's upsetting. And it's much easier for me to just send out a tweet or a Facebook post, both of which I've done, acknowledging what happened and just be done with it. But that's not enough, and that's exactly the kind of thinking that can lead to more of this shit occurring in the future. So here I am. 49 people are dead after a gunman walked into Pulse, an LGBTQ plus nightclub in Orlando, and just opened fire. This is a situation that I seriously think could have been prevented. It's also a situation in which the entire world collectively looks back at something that's already happened and discusses it and says how awful, how terrible, those poor people, but it's already happened and nothing is going to bring them back. I'm really sick of hashtag pray for whoever it is that's been affected by something this time. I'm really sick of seeing people publicly expressing support for people who have been affected or impacted by something like this every time something like this happens. And I'm not saying this because I don't want people to be supportive of those who've been impacted by something like this, but I'm just frustrated because it shouldn't be necessary. Another thing is the amount of times that I hear and see the phrase be safe or stay safe around times like this. Totally innocent, coming from a place of genuine concern, but again, it just shouldn't be necessary to say to people. It shouldn't be something that we feel compelled to say to one another every time something like this happens. No one should have to stay safe when they're just going about their everyday lives. Everyone should just be safe. Because when something as mundane as going to a nightclub becomes a dangerous activity, it's pretty clear that something needs to change. The gunman in Orlando who carried out this shooting had a history of domestic abuse, and he also had an assault rifle that can fire 45 rounds in 60 seconds. Those two things shouldn't go together. Why assault rifles are legal and so easily obtainable to anybody, let alone somebody like this, is beyond me. But why they'd ever be available to somebody with a recorded history of violence and instability, I don't know, you tell me. I'm seeing an awful lot of people, many people who are in power and can actually do something about this. They're not doing anything about it. Way too many of them have taken the easy way out yet again and pinned the attack on not just the one person who actually carried out the attack and personally killed those people, but an entire nation of people who he has one thing in common with, because unfortunately he was Muslim. Any politician who claims to be protecting the public by getting up and saying Muslims are the problem, stop Muslims coming into our country and people will stop dying, they're not protecting anybody, and I think that should be pretty obvious. Blaming others and shunning any responsibility you have and any power you have to actually make a change about this is not brave or admirable, and it's definitely not a quality that makes somebody worthy of the presidency. Progress is never going to be made until people stop looking at everyone except themselves and every nation except their own to do something about a problem they're being faced with. Trying to figure out whose fault this is a waste of time. Trying to look for a solution is a productive use of time. So why not try and do that? There were over 400 recorded mass shootings in the US last year alone. And of those 400, over 400, less than 5% of those shootings were carried out by a Muslim or a Muslim suspect. And I can guarantee you that not a single one of these gunmen, Muslim or otherwise, could have done nearly as much damage in as short a period of time as they did had they not had access to a weapon. I don't live in America, so I can't vote for the people that I want to be in power and who I know can affect change about issues that I care about. And I'm not really sure what I actually can do personally from this end of the world. So I guess this is what I'm doing. I have to speak up about this. This was an attack on LGBTQ plus people, and I fall into that category. So if I don't say anything, what the fuck am I doing? But if you do live in the US and you can vote, or even if you can't vote, you can still say something to somebody in power who can affect change in the way that you want it to be affected. I'm sick of compassionate hashtags and speeches delivered by celebrities that can't bring back the people that we've lost. And to the people who are directly impacted by this and who lost somebody in this shooting, I'm really, really sorry that it took the death of somebody in your life to get the entire world to actually start talking about gun control. Again, this really rattled me and I wasn't even directly impacted by it. I didn't lose anybody. It's just, we shouldn't need to be talking about this because it shouldn't have happened. I don't know. I had to make a video about this. I had to, because I can't make another stupid, lighthearted video until I've added my voice to this. And that's what everyone should be doing, is just another voice, just another person telling people that they care, but not just saying, I'm sorry to the people that were affected by this, but also, I want change as a result of this. And it shouldn't even be as a result of this. You should have wanted change before that, and we should have, all of us collectively, we should have been working towards change before this happened again. I'll see you next week. Bye.